I saw you making those faces and waving your hands and all that. Would you, exactly, would you want your kids to behave that way? Would you feel good if
hold
that's...
Hold on a second. Well, first of all, I don't know who this pollster is, but I'm going to say something right now.
Well, he's one of the best pollsters in the world.
For you to call me an idiot... He loves his polls. They always work. But for somebody that doesn't know me to call me an idiot, this is coming from a guy that dyed his hair and it doesn't even match his beard. So listen.
Dude, Vinny is hilarious, man.
Let's not start insulting each other. I'm a United States Air Force veteran.
You literally just proved his point.
I'm just going to make a point.
Well,
because you want to call me,
don't all talk over each other.
You want to call me an idiot. Hold on. You don't know me. You called me an idiot. So now, just like with Trump, you guys can talk all the shit you want to Trump, but Trump can't fight back because that's what you want. You want silence. We're not going to be silenced anymore.
The host from the Patrick Bet David podcast, Vinny, went on Piers Morgan and took on this entire panel, including Cenk Uygur, including Piers Morgan. And of course, because Vinny is involved, and whenever Vinny's involved, things get very heated. And also, it's Piers Morgan episode where things often get very, very heated. But Vinny absolutely destroyed Cenk Uygur and also took on, like I said, a lot of other people on this panel whenever they were trying to tear Donald Trump apart, and it just didn't work. He shut them down. Things got very heated. Let's get into this episode of Piers Morgan, where this host of the Patrick Bet David podcast, Vinny, goes after Cenk Uygur and after these other panelists. Let's check this out.
You're clearly not paying attention.
I'm very curious. Emily, I'm very curious. Where do you live right now? Where do you live?
Are you coming for me? I live in the UK.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you. No, hey, I'm asking you where you live. Because if you live in the United States of America, this past 4 years has been a complete shit show. Okay? Trump can grab him by the vagina, whatever the hell. I would much rather have the mean guy with the mean tweets and kicking ass economy, closed border than what's happening right now. I don't care about this stupid porn star for 20 years ago. It's about America. And people like you and people like Cenk are just butthurt because you guys hate Donald Trump. You hate him because he loves America. Get over it, okay? We have 2 case studies. Donald Trump for 4 years, Joe Biden for 4 years.
All right.
You guys are delusional if you want Joe Biden.
All right.
You're delusional.
Okay, hang on. We've got to be joined by the eminent pollster, Frank Luntz. Frank, you've been...
That's 100% facts from Vinny, though. You know, these people are very... They are brainwashed. TDS is a very real thing. Some people, it's a whole lot worse than others. Some people, it comes out in a whole lot worse ways than others. Cenk Uygur is able to say it in a he's able to get his TDS out in a much more calculated way. People like Mark Hamill comes to mind, where it's just the TDS is just so it broke his brain. It truly did. And as a Star Wars fan growing up, it hurts me to see. People like Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, the rest of The View, their brains are completely broken. That doesn't hurt me to see. I don't care about them. I hope their brains break even worse. I don't care. But people like Cenk Uygur and people who are, political pundits normally can hide their TDS in a bit of a better way, where they don't just freak out every time the Donald Trump word comes up. They instead get their TDS out in other ways. And Cenk, no doubt about it, and these other panelists, no doubt about it, have extreme TDS, and that affects a lot of their arguments. And Vinny is just 100% on the right here, in my opinion.
Thank you for joining me in the studio here. Things getting a little heated, as they often do. Let me just ask you, on a strict polling perspective, what has been the kind of instant fallout from all this? I mean, has there been an impact either way for Trump's chances of winning the presidency?
We did 2 focus groups last night, but I need to preface it. I don't know if this makes you proud. I'm watching them yell at each other and act like idiots, all sides. I know that the American people are more divided than they've ever been. I actually care about this.
Real quick, this guy's hair is fake, right? The hair is fake, no doubt about it, right?
You're both British and American in what you do. God help the British if they become like the Americans. You think that the average American looking at this will be proud?
I actually think the whole debate around Donald Trump has become a bit like the Brexit debate in the UK. So toxic and so tribal, and so many people just lose their minds when talking about Trump. And that's why I always try and bring it back to, if I can, a sense of perspective and fairness, which is, has he been treated how other presidents have been treated for their own situations, like Bill Clinton, with Paula Jones to pay off, with Monica Lewinsky and so on.
So the question there is, in asking the undecided, the swing voters, people who vote Democrat and Republican, first, they do not believe these charges should have been brought. They don't think this is a big deal. The other cases are significant. This one is not. Second, they think Trump is guilty of this. The public does think that Trump was wrong. Third is that nobody wants him to go to jail over this. They don't want him. This is why the American people want to change in who the nominee is. They look at one candidate and they say, my God, he's so old. They look at the other candidate and they think, my God, he's so dishonest. And that's why over 70% of Americans don't want this matchup. The truth is, both sides, Democrats and Republicans, are trying to defend something that the American people don't want. And as someone, you and I have had a few conversations like this. This used to break my heart. Now I'd say to them, cut. I'm not going to even say shut up, because then I'm playing their game. Cut it out. The damage that this is doing to the democracy, to the belief that democracy doesn't work, that no one's listening, that they'd rather have a food fight than actually get something done. In the end, inflation is more important than this trial. Immigration is more important. On the Democratic side, abortion is more important, and healthcare is more important. We're having this shouting match, this food fight, when in fact Americans believe that Washington doesn't get anything done.
Should he have been prosecuted for this offense?
They don't think so. I can't answer that because I'm a pollster.
I don't completely disagree with this guy that Piers Morgan is talking to here, but also it always rubs me the wrong way whenever British people, this guy's not British, but he's, Piers Morgan's British, and foreigners, whenever they act like they're above American politics, Piers Morgan is acting like he's a little bit, not as much as this other guy, acting like he's above American politics. And yet all Piers Morgan does is talk about American politics. Like if it pays his bills, So to act like you're above it and, Americans are so ridiculous and the way that they debate their politics, like, come on, man, you talk about it every single day. You talk about American politics. If it wasn't for American politics, I don't know how you'd pay your bills, So it rubs me the wrong way. But at the same time, I do agree that the discourse around Donald Trump is extremely tribal, extremely emotionally charged, and nobody can actually have a serious conversation about it. Nobody. It's 100% tribal at this point, to where both sides have their talking points, both sides have their opinions that have been already decided for them, and you can't go outside of that, or else you get shunned from whatever group you're a part of.
Tell you what the impact is, and it is awful. And if you love your country, as these people say that they do, they'll stop behaving this way. It really is that bad.
Has it improved or diminished his chances of winning, though?
It's raised him more money in one day than any ever before.
Has to help him.
And his base is even stronger. Here's the problem. The public is afraid that it's now made it more likely that after the next debate or the next trial, we're going to see violence. The public now believes that it's less likely that we will come together when the election is over. Piers, this stuff matters. We are at the precipice of blowing ourselves up. We can replay this whole thing right now, 6 months from now, and say, my God, we saw it happening and we didn't do anything to stop it. You're the only one who has an American and a British audience, an American and a British sensibility. I know this is good for ratings. I know that people get a kick out of this. It's entertaining. But I'll tell you guys something right now. You continue to behave that way, making faces, insulting each other. You're destroying the tenets of democracy, and we have to stop.
Well, let me ask the panel. Let's get them back up, and let's get their reaction to that. Cenk, you guys are all part of the problem.
Yep. Yeah. So look, I actually agree and disagree. So when Frank says that, hey, 70% of Americans don't want either one of these candidates, I totally agree. I'm with the American people. So when George Santos says that Joe Biden's a liar, he's right. That's one of the rare things he's right about. Joe Biden's a huge liar. He lied about getting arrested with Nelson Mandela, fighting apartheid. That is a giant, giant lie, let alone the fact that almost all of our politicians are liars. The reality is they take campaign contributions, and then they do exactly what their donors tell them, corporate Democrats and corporate Republicans. So that's why I'm a populist. I agree with the American people. But on the other hand, here's where Frank is wrong. So, brother, what do you want me to do? These guys come on and they say absurd things like, "Oh, it's okay to invade the Capitol. It's Trump has thick skin." What do you? He has a.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Thinnest skin I've ever seen. He's a little child. Trump breaks law after law. He used to hire undocumented immigrants. He's cheated and lied throughout his entire life. So what do you want me to do? Not fight back
So
and just
now
go,
hiring
"Oh, you're
undocumented
right. Everybody
immigrants
is
is a bad
bad. So
thing
Trump
because
should
you
be
guys
allowed
are
to
all
break
about
all the
protecting
laws."
them.
Okay, your point is a good one because George is just going to sit and talk over you, and I know that you can't get heard. But the better approach to this, and we've tested this, is literally silence. Now, Piers will be upset because that doesn't get ratings. But everyone knows
No.
what George's background is. It's a fair comment to say that he was literally tossed out of Congress. But why do you respond in kind just because he's going to yell over you? And the gentleman with the tie, I saw you making those faces and waving your hands and all that. Would you, exactly, would you want your kids to behave that way?
But,
would you feel good if
hold
that's...
on a second. But, well, first of all, I don't know who this pollster is, but I'm going to say something right now.
Well, he's one of the best pollsters in the world,
For you to
just
call
to
me
be
an
clear.
idiot... He loves his polls. They always work. But for somebody that doesn't know me to call me an idiot, this is coming from a guy that dyed his hair and it doesn't even match his beard. So listen.
Dude, Vinny is hilarious, man.
Let's not start insulting each other.
So
I'm a
here we go.
United
But
States
that-
Air
you
Force
just
veteran.
literally-
I am
you
a-
literally
hold
just
on,
proved
hold
his
on,
point.
My
hold on.
point.
I'm just going to make a point.
Well,
Yeah,
by
good,
Vincent,
you want
Vincent,
all
by
hold on.
I respect
don't
you
all
as
talk
a
over each
pollster.
other.
You want to call me
But
an
you-
idiot? You hold on. You don't know me. You called me an idiot. So now, just like with Trump,
you
everybody,
go.
you guys can talk all the shit you want to Trump, but Trump can't fight back because that's what you want. You want silence. We're not going to be silenced anymore. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. My parents are legal immigrants. My brother's a veteran. My sister's a veteran. We are sick and tired of staying on the sidelines and just being nice. Enough is enough
All right.
with people like you. Just sit there and let the left
Screaming.
get away with murder. To hell with that.
Okay,
To hell with that.
let me bring in.
Look, period.
Let me
Piers,
bring in.
I'm just going to go
Okay,
here and
hang
say
on,
this.
George.
Yeah, I'm on Vinny's side, obviously. I think a lot of you guys in the comments, let me know in the comments if you're on Vinny's side. I just 100% agree with Vinny more. Sitting back and letting the left just steamroll. You know, if you look at everything that the left has been doing in the last 10 years, they've made a lot of progress for them. They've pushed the Overton window pretty far, you know, and to where people who are left wing are now called alt-right. People like Tim Pool, people like Joe Rogan, people like Russell Brand are called alt-right now because they were just normal left-wingers. And the Overton window has shifted so much that they're now called alt-right. If we just allow that to keep happening, and we don't have people like Vinny who are willing to fight back, who have the energy to fight back, if we don't have people who are willing to match that energy, then they're just going to steamroll and this country will be lost completely. The entire country will turn into California. Whether we like it or not, these discourses, they do matter. You know, they do matter. And if you just let the left-wing people steamroll you in spaces like this, it looks bad. It makes more people want to go over to the left and support the left and support the steamrolling. But if we have people that actually fight back and show that there is fight left in the right, there is fight left in the people with common sense out there, well, that helps your cause a whole lot too. So I think Vinny is completely in the right here. Maybe he gets a little bit too heated at times, but this guy who's on the far right, Frank, whatever his name is, the guy with the dyed hair, I mean, he is completely out of touch with reality. I don't know. This guy is like some hippie. Like he needs to move into the woods and just eat mushrooms full time. What is he? This like that hippie stuff is not going to work today, dude. It's 2024. You're in the wrong day and age. Like I said, move to the woods, go live in a tent or something. Eat, catch your own fish and live out there if you can't handle the heat. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Piers Morgan episode with Vinny just torching Cenk Uygur and torching this woke idiot over here on the right. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Piers Morgan and Vinny from the PBD podcast situation.